Hello and welcome to Module 5 Pitching with Purpose, guiding early stage innovators toward real world implementation. In this final session, we will focus on helping you craft a compelling pitch that communicates the value of your innovation clearly and confidently. We will begin by exploring why storytelling is such a powerful tool in pitching. It's not just about presenting facts. Great pitches connect emotionally, spark curiosity, and make your solution memorable. Next, we will walk through the essential elements of a strong pitch deck. Whether you are pitching for funding, partnerships, or program entry, a well structured 5 to 7 slide deck helps keep your message focused and impactful. We'll also highlight some common pitfalls, things like cramming in too much detail, using technical jargon, or not tailoring your message to the audience, and how to avoid them. From there, you will get practical guidance on building your own pitch using the MAIA template. And finally, we'll outline your next steps, which include drafting your first deck. This is a chance to pull together everything you have learned across the modules, from problem solution fit and business model clarity to funding strategy, and share your story with purpose. Let's dive in. Introduction to pitching and storytelling. Before we dive in, let's take a quick look at the purpose of the overall program. Our aim is to build the capacity of innovators from Horizon funded climate projects, giving you the tools and confidence to develop business plans, create funding strategies, and prepare strong investment pitches. Ultimately, we want to help you exploit, scale, or sustain your climate solutions so they can deliver maximum impact. In this module, we shift our focus to the art of pitching. Pitching is about more than just sharing information. It's about presenting your innovation in a way that's clear, confident, and persuasive. We'll explore why storytelling is such a powerful part of this process and how it can help you capture attention, inspire belief, and motivate action. You will also learn the key components of a concise, effective 5 to 7 slide pitch deck, and we'll cover some common mistakes that can weaken your message. By the end of the session, you'll be ready to start building a compelling pitch that brings your innovation to life. When you think about pitching, it's easy to jump straight to facts, figures, and features. But the truth is, the most memorable and persuasive pitches go beyond data. They tell a story. Storytelling is at the heart of a great pitch because it allows you to create a real human connection with your audience. Investors, partners, and supporters aren't just backing a product or service, they're backing the people and the vision behind it. A strong story helps your audience feel the problem you're solving, understand why it matters, and see the potential of your solution. It turns abstract ideas into something tangible and relatable. Think of your pitch as an opportunity to take your audience on a journey, from the challenge you have identified through the path you have traveled and to the change you want to make. In short, storytelling transforms your pitch from a dry presentation into a shared experience, one that not only informs but inspires, and that inspiration is often what prompts someone to say yes to your idea. A strong narrative can be the difference between a pitch that's quickly forgotten and one that sticks in your audience's mind. Research shows that people remember stories up to 22 times more than facts alone. Why? Because stories engage both sides of the brain, the logical side that processes information and the emotional side that forms connections and drives decision making. When you weave your facts into a narrative, you give them meaning and context. Instead of simply telling someone what your innovation does, you're showing them why it matters, how it works in the real world, and what difference it makes. This approach helps people not just understand your solution, but care about it. Think of storytellers like Steve Jobs, who framed Apple's products not as collections of technical features, but as tools that would change lives. That's the kind of resonance we are aiming for. Your narrative should create a bridge between your audience needs and your solution's value, leaving them with both the information to justify their decision and the inspiration to act on it. Now let's talk about how to put your story together. The most effective pitches follow a natural storytelling arc, one that takes your audience on a journey and keeps them engaged from start to finish. Start with the problem. Paint a vivid picture of the challenge you're addressing. Help your audience see it, feel it, and understand why it matters now. Use real world examples, data, or human stories to make it tangible. Next comes the journey. Share how you discovered the problem, what you have tried, the insights you have gained, and the breakthroughs that have brought you to this point. This is where you demonstrate your credibility, resilience, and learning. Finally, present the solution and vision. This is your moment to clearly explain your innovation, its benefits, and the future you're working towards. Show the impact you can create and leave them with a clear, inspiring call to action. Throughout, keep your story authentic and concise. Your passion, combined with a focused narrative, is what will make your pitch not just informative but unforgettable. Key components of a successful pitch deck. When you're creating a pitch deck, the goal is clarity and impact, not volume. The best decks distill your story into just 5 to 7 slides, enough to cover the essentials while keeping your audience engaged. Let's walk through a suggested structure. You start with a title and hook. Introduce yourself, your organization, and your big idea in one compelling sentence. Next is the problem. Clearly state the challenge when you're addressing and why it matters here. Now, then move to your solution. Show how your innovation works and what makes it unique. From there, highlight impact and opportunity, the difference your solution will make, and the size of the potential market or audience. Follow with your business model, how you will sustain and grow your work. Then make your funding or support ask what you need from this audience and how they can help. Finally, close with a strong call to action. Leave them inspired, knowing exactly what the next step is. Remember, each slide should earn its place by moving your story forward. A strong pitch deck isn't just about the information, it's about how you present it. Every slide should be designed to make your story clearer, more engaging, and easier to remember. First, be visual. Use high quality images, infographics, or simple diagrams to help your audience understand complex ideas quickly. A single, well chosen graphic can often say more than a paragraph of text. Second, be clear. Avoid long sentences or dense text blocks. Use short, sharp phrases or bullet points that can be absorbed in seconds. Your slides should support your verbal pitch, not compete with it. Third, be relevant. Tailor your content to the people you're speaking to. If they are impact investors, highlight measurable outcomes. If they are corporate partners, focus on strategic fit. Finally, be evidence based. Back up your claims with data, real world examples, or testimonials. Credible evidence builds trust and shows you have done your homework. The aim is for every slide to add value to your story, making it easy for your audience to understand the problem, believe in your solution, and remember you afterwards. A successful pitch isn't just about telling your story, it's about answering the unspoken questions in your audience's mind. Funders and partners will be listening for a few key things. First is clarity. They want to quickly understand the problem you're tackling, the solution you're offering, and the value you bring. If they can't summarize it back to themselves in one sentence, you have likely lost them. Second is credibility. Do they believe you and your team can actually deliver? This comes from your track record, your expertise, and the evidence you present. Third is impact. Whether it's social, environmental, or economic, they want to see that your work will make a meaningful difference. Fourth is return. For investors, this may mean financial return. For mission driven funders, it's often about measurable positive change. Finally, fit. Even if your idea is brilliant, it needs to align with priorities, portfolio, or funding criteria. By making sure your deck addresses each of these areas, you remove barriers to a yes and position yourself as a clear, credible, and compelling choice for support. Common pitfalls to avoid. First, overloading with information. When you're passionate about your innovation, it's tempting to share everything you know in your pitch. All the research, all the background, every feature. But a pitch isn't meant to be a data dump, it's meant to spark interest and open the door to further conversation. Overloading your deck with too much detail risks overwhelming your audience and burying your most important messages. Instead, focus on the essentials, the points that are most relevant to the specific audience and will move your story forward. Keep each slide clean and uncluttered with one key idea per slide. Use visuals to simplify and reinforce your points. If you have technical details, detailed budgets, or background research, put them in an appendix or follow up document. That way, your main pitch stays clear, concise, and easy to follow, while still allowing you to provide depth when asked. Next, weak or unclear storyline. A pitch without a clear narrative can feel like a list of disconnected facts. Even if the content is solid, your audience will struggle to see the bigger picture or understand why it matters. The strongest pitches follow a logical, engaging flow, starting with the problem, moving into the solution, showing the impact, and ending with a clear ask. Think of each section as a chapter in your story, with smooth transitions that guide your audience from one idea to the next. Reinforce your core message at key points so it stays top of mind. A strong storyline also ensures your audience can retell your pitch later, a crucial step if you want them to advocate for you internally. Remember, clarity beats complexity every time. Next, missing the audience's perspective. One common mistake is building your pitch entirely from your own perspective, focusing on what you want to say rather than what the audience needs to hear. Funders, investors, or partners are asking themselves, why should I care? How does this benefit me or align with my priorities? To avoid this, research your audience before you pitch. Understand their goals, language, and decision making criteria. Show how your solution aligns with their mission or portfolio, and be explicit about the value they'll get in return, whether that's financial returns, measurable impact, or strategic advantage. Anticipate potential objections and address them upfront. When you frame your story through the lens of your audience's needs, you turn your pitch into a conversation and make it much easier for them to see the win win. How to build your own pitch. The best pitches are built around a single clear message, the one thing you want your audience to remember and repeat. This is your anchor, the thread that runs through your entire deck. Start by defining the problem you are solving in a sentence or two. Make it urgent and relatable. Then summarize your solution, highlighting what makes it unique or better than alternatives. Finally, decide on your ask, what exactly you want from your audience, whether that's funding, partnerships, or another form of support. By clarifying these three elements, before you even open PowerPoint or Canva, you set yourself up for a focused and purposeful pitch. Remember, if you can't explain it simply, your audience won't remember it. Jumping straight into slide creation often leads to a visually nice deck that lacks flow. Instead, start by mapping your story. No software needed. Break your narrative into key stages: the problem, your journey, the solution, and the vision for the future. Under each stage, note the data points, visuals, or real life stories that will make your message resonate. Identify your impact moments. These are the emotional or insight peaks that get people leaning forward. Finally, play with the sequence to find the most persuasive flow. Sometimes the strongest opening is in the beginning of your journey, but a bold statistic or a striking image. Storyboarding first gives you the flexibility to experiment without the distraction of formatting. With your story mapped and structure set, now it's time to refine for clarity and impact. Go through each slide and strip out anything that isn't essential. Replace dense paragraphs with keywords, visuals, or diagrams that can be absorbed at a glance. Each slide should focus on one clear idea. If you have more than that, split it across slides. Check that your transitions flow logically so your audience can easily follow the narrative. Then, rehearse your delivery out loud. Time yourself and aim for a 3 to 5 minute spoken pitch for short presentations. Practicing helps you spot awkward phrases, unnecessary detail, or places where your audience might get lost. Remember, clarity beats cleverness every time in a pitch. Pitch perfect. A live pitch is your chance to make a strong personal connection with your audience. Preparation is the key to confidence. Rehearse your pitch several times, but avoid memorizing it word for word. You want to sound natural, not robotic. Time yourself during practice runs to ensure you stay within your allotted time. Overrunning can leave a poor impression even if your content is strong. Get feedback by practicing in front of colleagues, friends, or mentors. Their questions can help you refine both your content and delivery. Anticipate common questions and prepare short, clear answers so you're not caught off guard. The more familiar you're with your material, the more you can focus on engaging the room, making eye contact, and letting your passion shine through. When you submit a pitch deck for review, you lose the advantage of delivering it in person. So the deck must do all the work. Keep your design clean and consistent so it looks professional and easy to follow. Add brief speaker notes or annotations to key slides so the reviewer understands the context without hearing your voice. If you are including data, cite your sources to build credibility. Most importantly, end with a strong call to action and make sure your contact details are impossible to miss. Reviewers should be able to glance at your deck and quickly understand the problem you solve, the value you bring, and exactly how to connect with you if they are interested. A common mistake is to create one master pitch deck and use it for every audience. While your core story stays the same, you should adapt the framing to the priorities of whoever you are speaking to. If your audience is an impact investor, emphasize measurable social or environmental outcomes. If you're pitching to a corporate partner, highlight strategic alignment, customer reach, or brand value. Even the tone and visuals can be tweaked to match the culture and expectations of your audience. This doesn't mean creating a brand new deck each time. Instead, think of having a base version you can quickly customize. Doing this not only increases relevance but also shows you have done your homework, which makes your audience more likely to engage positively with your idea. Next steps and further exploration. Now that you have worked through this module, your next step is to complete your pitch deck using the MAIA template and the worksheet provided. Focus on keeping it concise, clear, and compelling. Once you have a first draft, share it with trusted peers, mentors, or colleagues for feedback. They can help you spot gaps, refine your message, and strengthen your visuals. Practice delivering your pitch aloud, aiming for a smooth 3 to 5 minutes delivery. If you plan to submit your deck for review, prepare a version with brief speaker notes so it works without your voice. Remember, a great pitch is never finished. It evolves as you gain feedback, test your ideas, and respond to new opportunities. Treat this as a living document you can adapt for different audiences. The more you practice and refine, the more confident and natural you will feel when it's time to present. If you want to take your pitching skills to the next level, there are excellent resources available. TED Talks by Chris Anderson is a great guide to engaging audiences, and Nancy Duarte's Resonate dives deep into storytelling techniques. Online, you can explore the TED Talks playlist on The Art of the Pitch to see how great speakers connect with their audience. The Sequoia Capital pitch deck template and Y Combinator's pitch advice are widely used by startups for their clarity and structure. For design, tools like Canva, Pitch, Miro, or PowerPoint can help you create clean, professional slides. You can also record yourself using Loom to practice delivery and review your performance. One of the best ways to improve is to analyze great pitches. Note the structure, flow, and energy, and then adapt the elements that resonate with you into your own style. Congratulations! By completing Module 5, you have reached the end of the MAIA Business Development Program. Over the course of these modules, you have created a strong foundation for turning your innovation into impact. You now have a clear value proposition, a defined route to commercialization, and a solid business model, a funding strategy, and a first draft of your pitch deck. These are the core building blocks you need to approach funders, partners, and other key stakeholders with confidence. Your next step is to keep building momentum. Share your story, connect with potential supporters, and test your ideas in real world settings. Keep refining your pitch as you go, using feedback and results to make it stronger. Remember, pitching is not just about getting funding, it's about inspiring belief in your vision and inviting others to join you in making it a reality. Thank you.